Hello friends and welcome back for episode 38 of our Rogue Legacy Let's Play. We are here today with Lady Faye the Ninth, a Hokage class with 362 strength, 78 magic, and 356 armor, who happens to be unable to see in 3 dimensions. It's a very sad condition indeed. But let's reiterate where we are in our Let's Play here before we go forward for just a moment. So I want to emphasize how much of this chart is completely filled. So we're 1 point away from finishing out our health up. We've got very little left of our attack up. You know, honestly, there's just the magic damage up and mana up. Those are really the 2 priorities once we finish out some of these. And then the fact that we've got a situation here that I want to take care of our limbs, whatever you call them here. I probably want to grab the holy limbs, and because I can take the 18 minus to armor now that we've maxed it out, and trade that off for a huge bonus to mana and magic. I think all in all that's the best option here. Although there's also this one which will give us another huge crit spike. You know, not all that bad either. So I might as well, you know, collect some money, and we'll look into doing that in our run that's coming up right now. So let's head into the castle. By the way, we've got a, what is it, the quantum translocator, and the magical ability of our Hokage here is that we can teleport as a log. I've never really found much of a use for that, but I assume there's probably one somewhere. So our properties, or our goals here, I shouldn't say really our properties, but the goal that I want to have for this run, aside from just gaining tons of money as usual, is I do want to make sure I kill the boss of the Maya, because really, we need to spend more time down in Land of Darkness. I think that is going to be a priority if we want to finish off the little bits of armor that we haven't found yet. Not to mention, it's just a decent place to find gold. So we will try and make our way generally up, you know, to the top of the castle, and we'll see if that takes us in the right direction. It should. I mean, we'll get up there eventually. It's just about if I smash myself into too many enemies on the way. Or, you know, if I have an early death on this run, no big deal. I'll just come back as a barbarian or something and take care of that next time. So far, barbarians have been our best, most reliable chance for positive runs. Very few times have I actually had a bad run with a barbarian lately. So I'd like to continue that trend if possible, and if we could grab another like 40,000 or 60,000 gold, I think we'll be pretty well good to go. As far as longevity of the Let's Play, where are we at again on that? Well, we're pretty much nearing the end now. I mean, not that I'm saying I'm ending the Let's Play by any means, but the primary goal that I had in doing this was to try and max out all of my stats if possible, and accumulate all the equipment, and then from there I'm going to do sort of like special challenge runs, not so much challenge, but like just experimental runs where I try to accumulate as much gold as possible, try to accomplish certain tasks as quickly as possible, stuff like that. And we'll come up with those on a run-to-run basis. Not super worried about what it is that we'll figure out. I'm sure something will make sense by then. But that is really the primary scope of where we're going with this. I just want to finish collecting all the golden equipment and attributes, and we will open up things from there. And at that point, I could see transitioning this from a daily, or generally, yeah, pretty much daily. I've only missed 1 day in like almost 40 days it's been running, to like a few times a week type of thing. Oh, and we've got a chest down here with another little stat boost plus +1 to damage increase. You know, not my best stat that I could have used, but you know, still take it. Freebies are always good. So why am I going down if my goal is to go up to the Maya? Let's not do that anymore. We've got daggers. Daggers are probably preferable to the quantum translocator. I can't really come up with a good reason to have the other one, so might as well use that. Again, even at this point in the game, being at level 349, I still feel like I don't have enough health as any other class but the barbarian, which is a little sad for me. I should be better at it by now, but I guess I'm sort of relying on the crappy play being justified by, or compensated by, the fact that I just keep boosting myself way higher than I should be in level. You know, we are sort of to the end of the armor run skill level, you know, the looking for armor kind of thing. So, I mean, that's going to not really be an emphasis as much, so I'm going to have to start to transition to being a little bit better at the game to get further. If the game doesn't indeed get much harder than this, I assume it probably does. And we still do have that Grace Rune running. Oh, we've got a thing here I can definitely use. As long as I don't totally screw myself in this room. I don't think I could do that. And we're already at 17,000 gold, so that's not bad. Oh, still another zombie in this corner, right? I had some good tips in the comments, another magic increase. One of which was to make sure that when I fight those 2 zombie brother dudes, that I make sure I kill, or get both of them down to as little health as possible before I kill one. That way I don't have to deal with like the aggroed, angry, you know, steroid version of the second one as much. It'll just sort of be a quick jaunt across the room one time and then just finish him off and we move on. Alright, there we go. Glad I can knock that guy back. That's definitely helpful. You know, the Hokage is starting to become a little bit out of favor with me. I mean, it's a good class, don't get me wrong, but it seems like I don't need the damage as much anymore because I have so many stats running in my favor that now it's really more about survivability, which means having tons and tons of HP to tank everything becomes more important to me. Again, compensating for some crappy play at times, I understand that. And hopefully it's not too frustrating. And I should re-emphasize, of course, I am still having a ton of fun playing this. Even though we're 300, we're definitely over 300 minutes into the into the Let's Play now. But we're like episode 38, actually. I was going to say 37. But we are well into the Let's Play, and you'd think things would start to get a little bit boring on my side. I don't really feel that way all that much. I do wish there was more content, of course, but honestly, I'm not that upset. I mean, we've gotten quite a few hours of entertainment out of this game. That really isn't a particularly expensive game. You know, the value proposition for it is quite excellent. Although I understand everybody plays the game a little bit differently, maybe you guys wouldn't have quite as silly goals as, you know, maxing out all your stats. And maybe you're more geared toward progression, in which case the skill emphasis factor does become more in play, and I'm not really choosing to play that way, so hopefully you're all good with that. I'm sort of learning to just sort of take things as it is and just enjoy what I enjoy out of it, and you know, if people aren't cool with it, then, you know, there's plenty of alternatives, I'm sure, and plenty of other things even to watch on my own channel, so... but I think the people that have stuck around, we're largely getting the point here that, you know, the scope of this Let's Play, you know, it does have a reason for going the way it is. And I never claimed to be particularly great at the game, but I think it's still a lot of fun regardless. I would really love to see somebody make some mods for this. I would just absolutely be, like, so happy to just, like, play as Alucard or some ridiculous thing. Do, like, a Castlevania map pack or texture pack or something. That could be really, really fun for me. Anyway, I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way, but don't want to get involved. I don't even know how moddable this game is, if it even is at all. But we're at 30,000 gold already, and we're having a kind of an average run, honestly. I feel like if I got to the boss with nearly full health, I would have very little trouble killing him. I mean, I am way over leveled, like I've said already. Where the hell am I going? I need to go to the right, evidently, which is not at all where I ended up. Alright, so can I... It's not even a good teleport. Alright, I'll go back down. I'll just go left and then down and then through and then right again. I was already where I needed to be, and I chose to backtrack for some reason. That's what happens when you get carried away with the commentary. You forget where you're going, and you end up having to backtrack. See, it's nice having the teleporters. I think they certainly do help, and it's a little stupid that I wasn't getting that for a while. Alright, so this room looks big and empty. I'm okay with that. Let's go up here. Defeat all enemies for another chest, I presume. If it's all zombies, I can definitely take this challenge. And any equipment at all that I find is basically just insta-progress. Like, I don't have to really think about it. Progress is mapped solely by our equipment at this point, because really, like, the size of the game isn't really a factor anymore. I think it's sort of understood that I could probably finish off this version, or this round, I should say, like the New Game Plus element. It's all MP now. So, I mean, really, I'm just judging my progress based on my own personal goals, not so much just being able to finish the game over and over again. Because really, like I said, I'm sure I could do that if I really, really tried. Again, with plenty of help from my, you know, armor and stat-heavy emphasis on, you know, the way I play the game. Should be approaching... Okay, this is the Maya now. And this is, hopefully not going to be too bad. Let's see if I can make it particularly far. If I can find the boss room fairly quickly, I will just go right in there. I would sort of like to do that, actually, and maybe just get a little bit done right off the bat. There we go, kill that poisonous plant. A couple more money bags, we're almost up to 40k. And this guy's got a whole bunch of spike balls, that's no problem for me. I'm gonna maybe dagger him a little bit. Dagger pants. There we go. Alright, chicken leg will compensate for that crappy moving there. Alright, there we go. And there are plenty of freaking spike balls in this room, seriously. Between the projectiles and the spike balls, like, how the hell am I supposed to move around? And I keep having trouble jumping for whatever reason. I don't know if you saw that, but I just, like, I fell down, and then I just couldn't really make my way back up for a second. So we've got some skeleton heads, tons and tons of crap going on all at the same time. I'm probably going to die in this room. Try and get as much gold out of it as I can before I do, though. I don't know what to do here. Alright, I'm just going to death. I'm just going to death, guys. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to death. Alright. Lady Faye has been slain, but that's no problem, because hopefully we'll get a better class out of it. We've got a Spelunket to reroll. Paladin... Spell Sword, Lich King. Oh, and to the people asking me to do magic-oriented runs, I am going to do those as well, so don't worry. Let's get the last of that. So health up is now completely done. And let's take care of some of these things that I was mentioning before that I wanted to do. So I had... what was the armor? I think I needed the legs, right? So I'm going to swap for... should I do the crit damage, or should I do the huge magic bonus? I should do the crit damage one, right? I think that makes the most sense. And it's 4,600. It's not even that bad, really. And I could probably... I'll just get this as well, and then have it out of the way. Oh, and then I'm going to have to buy a bunch of equip up points to be able to equip that properly, so let's go take care of that now, and then I'll come back and do that. I'm going to have to up these anyway eventually, right? So might as well do it right now. I think I only needed the 20. I didn't really get a good look at it, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure this is fine. There it is. Alright, so we took a penalty to our... what was it? Armor, right. 18 less armor for the trade-off of having a bunch more stats, which I think is going to largely be positive for us. They look a little less goofy, having all the, you know, the gold being gone now. Still have 16,000 gold left, which I can spend on attack once, and attack not again. Maybe another crit damage up, might as well. And that leaves me with 1,700, which I could hopefully buy one more thing with. What haven't I bought here? That's too expensive. I like doing it this way, that way we get rid of the need to buy this stuff later, and then I also don't seem to end up with weird numbers of gold most of the time, although this might be one of those times when, yeah, I can't really do much about it. Runes are still too expensive. Right, those are 26, and I don't think there was anything else on my attribute tree that I still needed to buy that I could afford. Nope. Alright, so we're just going to have to take the big penalty over here when we go back into the castle. Hopefully our paladin is a bit of a beast. We will see how things go. I'm definitely still digging the neon sword. Still kind of gaudy, but still gets the job done. And I will try my best. I shouldn't have probably picked up that chicken leg, but what are you going to do about it? Yeah, I mean, I certainly don't seem to be doing as much damage now. I guess I just need to get more crits, and you'd think getting huge crit up bonuses... Well, I guess if I could just crit, like, every time I hit, it's a whole different way to play. And that means I want to look out for assassins, because with heavy, heavy crit bonuses like this, it seems like a bit of a waste not to use them, you know, to their utmost advantage. And we're already to almost 3,000 gold in the first room. Game's treating me pretty easily. Alright, we've got axes versus chakrams. I'm going to actually air for the axe, just because it lets me throw it up and down, where the chakram is more left and right oriented. What here can I do? Alright, let's do a little bit of that. And then we'll see if I can bounce. There we go. I was kind of hoping none of these paintings would come alive, but I didn't actually expect that to really happen. Alright, wow, this is awfully lucky. So room number 2, we are now at 6,000 gold. Quite incredible, actually, how quickly we can accumulate stuff at this point. 2 just vaporized. It was like, hey, you're a guard, aren't you? And he's like, yep, and he's gone in the end. That story's over. So let's listen to Pistol Shrimp. Probably my favorite song that I've heard on the jukebox. Well, the most frequently heard, anyway. I like Skin Off My Teeth. That's not bad. Narwhal. Always a good song. It's a little slow to start there. Alright, well, let's keep going. Maybe one day I'll just do an episode where I just find a jukebox room and just hang out in there and just talk for a while. That's a pretty lame idea for an episode, but I could do it if I really wanted to be a big jerk. That would be certainly a special challenge run. Like, how long can you filibuster the jukebox room? Also one of the stranger sentences that I've recited in my life. Alright, take no damage. I blew this last time by trying to cheese it. Why don't I just not cheese it? Because I have enough that I could probably fly down most of the entire thing. Alright, we'll start at the top. I have a strange feeling I'm probably not going to do this, but I'm getting my fingers ready here. I got my thumb on the D-pad. And we are going to jump in. We're going to air on the right side, eventually stop in the air, and hopefully guide our way down. Alright, we're good. Oh, wow, barely good. And what did I get? Weight increase +5. Sounds good to me. I'll take it. I'm sure I'll have other practical uses for it later on. Nothing really in here else other than the stuff I already got. Nothing in here else other than the sentence structures that I come up with sometimes when I haven't eaten for a while just surprise me every time. Couple magicians, no big deal. Critting like a goddamn boss right now. Basically, nearly every hit is like 564 damage, 564 damage. Sometimes like 220 or 200 something. Holy garbage! The hell am I doing? Probably didn't need that again. It's now reversed, really. So like the crits are the times when I don't do a lot of damage. Like in order of what usually the emphasis is the other way around, you know. There's a big old pile of gold. We're at 11,000. Again, we want to make our way towards the Maya as early as possible. Not overly concerned with looking for stuff as much. I don't think I've really seen that room hardly ever, if ever, honestly. Pretty amazing to me that there could still be rooms that come up that infrequently. It means they certainly must have had a lot of those random templates to draw from. And what's below us? I probably don't want to go below us. Let's go up and then to the right. See what's over here. Alright, looks like a decent pathway forward, hopefully. You know, having over 1,000 HP as a paladin still feels pretty good. Wow, duplicate room. Kind of funny after I just finished ranting about how many templates they made, and then all of a sudden we've got the same room twice in a row. I think with the same painting even, right? Oh no, he's facing the other way. Is this a secret? Trying to trick me? Reminds me a little bit of like the Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow room where you had to like navigate these rearrangeable rooms that you could like touch with the stylus on the screen and like reorganize. That was a real weird puzzle. And if you reorganize them in the right position, there's like a secret, and then if you organize them in another way, it's like progression. I'm glad that the gold understands to like break itself out of the walls there. That would be pretty lame if it didn't do that. Like, hey, you just got 1,000 gold, but it's all stuck in the walls, and you're gonna need, you know, somebody to come break down that wall to go get it. That'd be a pretty cool skill, right? If you could have a dude that, like, makes his own doors out of the rooms. Like, if you feel overwhelmed, you could just, like, leave this way. Just, like, go to the next adjacent room to the right. I'm sure that would just wreak havoc on the engine. It's like a real good way to find some glitch worlds, if you ask me. That's what we need in Rogue Legacy. We need more glitch worlds. I'm a big fan of bizarre warp zones and things like that, so if we could, like, find a secret portal that takes us to another dimension, and in that dimension is, like, Bizarro Upside-Down Castle from the end of Symphony of the Night, well, now you've got my attention. Why can't we do that? Your alternate dimension has got my attention for maximum audience retention. That's not really a good rhyme. But still, I would love to see something like that. That was always the coolest part of Castlevania for me. Like, when you get to the end of Symphony and you're like, oh my god, there's a whole nother game. I barely even finished it. And we are 50% done. This is like the best feeling in the world when you had such a fun time with the game. It's like, you just found out the game is not even halfway over yet. If only we could have that feeling more often. It's so often now the opposite of the spectrum, right? I mean, it seems like we've sort of transitioned towards, usually the games are shorter than we expect, and a lot of the time they're way more redundant and repetitive and boring than we expect, at least in my experience. Obviously with plenty of exceptions, but there are a lot of mainstream releases where I felt like, alright, I've put in like 3 hours into this game, and I feel like, honestly, I could care less whether or not this changes or gets better as it goes on. It's like, this is drudgery sometimes. And other times, you put in the 3 hours, and you're like, oh, well, you just almost finished the game, so might as well just finish it now. That's a bad feeling when that happens. Like, not only did you not really enjoy it very much, but it's probably going to end in a moment, and it costs $60. Like, that's a feeling you don't seem to get as much with indie games. A lot of the time, if the game lacks substance, they just, like, end it. So at least if you're having a bad time, it's like, you know, things are not going to be prolonged for particularly long. Although, obviously, I don't really advocate playing games that you're having a bad time playing. There's not really much to be gained from that. But, you know, play what you gotta play. I'm not saying don't. But it's a weird conundrum nowadays. You know, games are pretty expensive. You know, there's a lot of reasons why people, you know, spend $60 for them, but at the same time, I feel like for me, there are less reasons than ever before. You know, graphics are getting better, yes, but it doesn't mean the game is getting better. Let's just jump on into the boss and see if I can maybe take him out. I kind of doubt it, but I'm going to just give it a shot. Why not? Good old Ponce. Haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, Ponce? Ponce Pants. I mean, I should be able to do, like, so much damage to this dude if I could just avoid his fireballs for a while. Probably be able to take him out in, like, a minute here. Okay, boss music again. Super badass. Still have to get the soundtrack. Yeah, he's totally gonna go down. There we go. Thank you for all the golds. Alright, 57, 58,000, 59,000. And another big old fat treasure chest. And my goal in killing these dudes... Oh, all magic stuff, huh? I guess that's to be expected. My goal in killing these dudes is to get us to the dark area, the dark world. So we can hang out there mostly, and hopefully find some equipment. Even if I kill the final boss, or the final... Oh, really? Did I really just waste that? That's such a lame thing of me to do. I would just like to hopefully keep the final area open and not progress to the next new game mode for a long time, perhaps ever. I may actually say that this is like as far as we really need to go. Alright, new equipment, Dark Bracers. I'm real happy about that. Alright, this is a good run. We've got one piece of equipment. There's so few pieces left that I can't really be upset about it. I was told that really the only way that stuff is going to drop is to go to the dark area, though, so I'm not sure how that fits into things. It makes me wonder if I should also be going back to the forest more, just because... Oh, I'm going to die. There we go. Oh, Death Defy. Always a nice plus. But yeah, I was just going to say that in case I needed to still get that bonus armor, the gold find stuff, does it correspond to what level you are? I don't really understand, or what level the enemies are. I don't know. That was a pretty stupid squandering of my final hits there, but regardless, it's over. Lich King, a Paladin, what do we have on reroll? Assassin, Hokage, Archmage. I'm going to try the Assassin just to see how this goes. And we've got 61,000 gold. Okay, let's take a look at this bracer situation that we just picked up. Alright, that means I've completed the limbs entirely, and there's more than I can even read. What is the last one? +1 air jump, I think that says. Vampirism, Siphon, and air jump. Pretty cool. I mean, I'm happy to have them. I don't know if I'll use them, but I will eventually unlock everything. Because there will be a point very soon where I'm going to have so much money that it's like I'll have nothing to spend it on other than buying armor and, you know, extra equips and such. Just sort of optimizing here, making sure I have all the stuff I want. I mean, I could just go all Slayer with the Assassin, which would be pretty crazy. What am I rolling with now? It's mostly all Royal, right? I think it's mostly Royal, so we would lose a little bit of damage, and I would need some more weight, I believe, to carry all this stuff, right? Because oh, that's a little less. That's a little more. Got that one already on, and the Slayer Cape, a little more. So if I bought like 2 of those, weight ups, I mean, because I'm going to get them eventually, right? So why not? And then come back here. I think I might have enough to hopefully equip the whole Slayer set. Alright, that's that. Slayer chest. Got the limbs. And the Slayer cape. Yeah, I guess one of these was way different in terms... Oh, right, we're gonna lose flight then. Whatever. Yeah, the weight was a huge difference. And what was this one again? This was just straight damage versus crit. I mean, honestly, what is going to happen if I go all Slayer? This is going to be the most insane thing ever. Let's just finish off buying stuff, and I'll just give it a try. Why not? We'll buy another crit damage up, and another... Can we finish it? Yeah, we finished crit damage up, so now we've just got a little bit more. What can I buy here? I'll buy one more. No, that's going to be a weird amount. Well, that'll leave me with 3,000. I think that's enough to buy some random armor that I haven't picked up yet. Or rune, I guess. 3,200, that's perfect. There we go. So now I've got almost all the swords. There's one left. What's this one do again? Siphon. Yeah, cool, I guess. I'm kind of curious what the last one's going to be. My dude's super slow, and I don't have any ability to double jump. I just have a very tall jump. Let's see how this goes. So here's your first, like, pseudo-challenge run-ish thing. I just want to see how this works. And if this even pays off. I hope it does. Could be interesting. What is my... 669 damage is what I'm doing now. I just hope I don't need to fly at any point, because I'm not really going to have much to say about that. This is a pretty good amount of damage that we're doing. 669 is a badass number to have. But when I don't crit, not so good. Alright, there we go. Hopefully I should crit, like, almost every single time. It'll be, like, occasionally it'll be not the extra added damage bonus. I'm gonna have to get used to not having another jump. That's gonna be real weird for me. I'm not even sure if it's really possible to navigate the castle effectively without a fly or a double jump or something. At least at this point in the game. Probably a poor idea that I didn't just go with the damage. It's a pretty big difference, really, in terms of the damage versus the crit. And it probably would have served me well either way. But it's pretty sweet being able to cut right through all these dudes. What's going on up here? Just another passageway, nothing to be too concerned with. Doing 669 damage, man. Never thought I'd get to this point. Such a little dude, too, but so mighty. So mighty. He's by far the strongest guy I think I've taken through the castle now. Certainly will emphasize somewhat slower play, though, playing as this type of a character. I'm trying to be a little bit more careful, because I know I don't have nearly as much health to spare as I do when I play as a barbarian or something. Kind of curious to know what happens if I switch over to the damage sword, like how much more damage am I going to be doing? And how much less frequently will I hit crits? Because I'm not worried about losing a little bit of crit chance if it's going to boost my damage up even higher. Plus, that'll mean that I'll have a safer, you know, not crit chance, like my total damage output will probably be better. Oh, Retaliation Rune! Look at that. Kills the spikes on the floor. Love it. I forgot about that. And I guess the same will happen for the spike balls if they hit me. Oh, what's going on over here? Anything? It looks like there should be a secret, right? No, it doesn't seem like it. It's a big old room with nothing in it. Kind of a cool feeling to be able to actually kill those things for once, and I do see that. Let's go in. Just a little gold chest. I'm thinking gold farming is not going to be my strength here. You know, we make it to 10k, but, like, I have a feeling we're probably not going to get too high. And back out. What do we have again for the map? So let's go to the right and to the right. Pretty sure if I go to the World of Darkness here, I'm going to be able to mostly still one-shot stuff. Yeah, I wish I could kill the spikes on the bottom. That would be a nice feeling. I'd get my revenge after all this time, all the damage it's caused me. Another secret area. And, oh, a little metal trimmed chest with a couple diamonds in it. Nothing bad about that. Okay, a couple angry stars. Oh, lots of projectiles here. Assassin, what do you have again? You have invisibility, which may or may not help me. I guess it could. I could just sneak my way around this room. Too late, though. Already killed everything. And it won't stop me from taking a stupid hit at the end. Yeah, it's right critical. You dying is critical. Alright, still made it to 20k. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Alright, we are in the forest. Non-crits are non-kills. That's alright, though. If I can get them all together and crit at the same time, that is always a good feeling. Now, what happens if I hit multiple enemies in the same swing? Now, is it the swing that's always charged with the crit? Or is it the enemy itself that determines whether or not it takes a crit? You know what I mean? Like, is it about my attack, and if I can use that same attack on multiple enemies, that's how I can guarantee myself a crit? Oh, look at that pop floating in the air. Ah, skittering wolf world. I don't like it. I don't know. That's another question I guess I have to answer. If I can get a crit on one enemy and a non-crit on another enemy, and I do it in one swing, that will answer that question. Well, all of a sudden I'm getting a little bit of HP back. And gold just seems to be flying out of nearly everything. This dude's having a problem with this pot, evidently. Yeah, well, your loss is my gain, I guess. You can't navigate your way around a pot. Some kind of pot magic, I guess? Holding him in place. Do you know the Mushroom Man? Oh, can I get up here? Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably be real careful, because there's gonna be a few rooms that I'm just not gonna be able to navigate properly without an ability to fly or double jump. I probably will want to change back from that cape to the flying one after this, just because it's gonna probably make things a lot worse in the long run. But I don't mind keeping the rest of the Slayer gear. I might actually try that out for a while. I do a lot of damage to the enemies, too, when they hit me. Like, enough that it feels like a serious bit of damage. Well, it used to be like 1 hit's worth. Although crit damage now, it's like a whole different world. Alright. This is probably going to be real annoying, because I have to stay on these stupid platforms. What is this, the escape room for Metroid? There we go. So I guess I will go the entire game never knowing what these stupid flashing things are. Oh, I don't have any way to hit these dudes. I mean, I can probably kill this 1 star if I shoot this way. No, that's even too low. Oh well. I can't, like, sneak through stuff, right? That doesn't work. And there's no way to get... No, there's no secret passages. Oh, that guy looked real upset. Too bad for him, though. I like the retaliation thing, too. That's kind of nice. You know, sometimes you think, you know, 1 more hit and you're gonna go, and then all of a sudden they hit you and, you know, they die instead. Alright, a little bit of a clutch jump there right into that spike ball. Clutch for the spike ball, evidently. So I don't think I ended up with the best run there, but it was still kind of an interesting experiment, and not something I wouldn't necessarily go back to and try one more time later. Paladin, Spell Sword, and Spelunkette. Still don't have all the gold find equipment, right? So I guess I'll go with the Paladin on that. 31k is enough to buy a few things, but not enough to buy everything. Let's take care of our equipment switching before I forget. I'm going to probably go back to the damage up, I think, right? And then, oh, what was the other thing, though? I wanted to switch out to... I think I was okay with that. I guess back to the flight cape. But then I'm going to lose 4% crit chance, 15% crit damage, 50% damage return. I wonder what my damage return stat was. I wonder, can I even look at that kind of stuff? Oh, I love the coloration on my character. That looks really cool. The black hair, black shoulders, and black feet with silver everything else, or like platinum looking everything else. What if I go to X? Does it say... Crit chance 62%, crit damage 320%. Oh, return 150% damage after getting hit. I wonder what that would do for bosses. I wonder if you could just kill bosses by just taking hits. I think I've theorized about that before in past episodes. So what should I put emphasis on at this point? I'll buy 1 more Death Defy, put us, you know, 1 point closer there. Another attack up. Another... Can I get 2 weight ups? Yes, I can. That leaves me with a really dumb number of gold left, which I think means I can't buy anything at all again. None of those, obviously, and those are 2,400. Yeah, I gotta be more careful when I do that, planning out of things. Yep, 2,250 would have done it. And that one's 300. Okay, 3,000, I mean. So, I guess with that, we are now level 365. We've got a bit of an interesting run ahead of us. We've completed our primary objective of this run, which was to kill the 3rd level boss of the, you know, the Maya boss, Ponce de Leon, and get a little bit more equipment. We've gotten 1 piece of equipment, a bunch of little bonuses of various sorts, and we've completed another attribute on the talent tree. So, you know, next time we're going to shoot for, I don't know, maybe finishing off either weight or... what is it, crit damage, I think it was the bottom left corner one, and maybe Death Defy. If we have another, like, 100k run, we can easily do that, and then we're going to spend 1 episode finishing off all the magic, and we're just going to try and spend most of our time in the World of Darkness and look for more equipment. And of course, I'm still going to probably farm the whole area, but we'll see how it goes. I'll try and emphasize, maybe we'll go to the World of Darkness first, and then if we finish that off, we'll go to other places. Yeah, praise the Sloth King. Thanks for joining me as always. If you are still enjoying the series, please be sure to let me know. Comments are always welcome. Any likes are always appreciated if you think I deserve them. And I will see you next time. Have a lovely night.